So you was telling about the inserts for the lifter bushing, and you had to drill them out, and he'd get those made at the same machine shop.
Yes.
Okay. Fill me in on that.
Well, what happened was that the 426 Hemi, we had a lot of problems with the valve springs.
Okay.
They'd break a valve spring, well, then you drop a valve and blow a motor, and
Still a common problem to this day, but go ahead.
it would do that. Well, what he figured out, once again, he went to the machine shop. We had a jig there and a big drill, and we drill out the lifter.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason he did that is because when you lose a valve, normally what happens is the lifter would pop out and you lose all your oil pressure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what he came up with was insert that. Okay. And
the bushings.
The bushing.
Okay.
And we get them from the whatever place was in High Point, and he'd bring them in. He'd put them in the freezer, and whenever we do a new block, so you drill it out, go to the freezer, and you drive that sucker in there. Okay. And it was kind of wedged. Now you mentioned something about being silver soldered.
The ones I've seen were silver soldered on that little flange on the top. Yep. I think I might have one here somewhere. I just got to find it.
Well, and that might be a remake or something, but back then we didn't know.
You just drove them in.
Yeah, we didn't know what silver solder was.
Really?
I mean, I didn't. Maybe they did, but no, we didn't.
Well, I know you had to put some weld on the bungs too to hold the head on the top.
Yeah.
On the deck side. So it was the same stuff, whatever they used.
Whatever.
I don't know if it was silver solder or not. It was. Yeah. There was some master that welded up way beyond my means, but
that way. What would happen if you drop a valve or spring or something, the lifter would jump out.
Mm-hmm.
If the lifter jump out, then you lose all your oil pressure and you're out of the race. And
so you were trying to keep it from doing
that. That'd allow you to finish the race on
finish the race. I know we went to
it makes perfect sense.
We went to North Wilkesboro in '71, and that happened. And he finished the race. I think Tiny Lund won the race, if I'm not mistaken. And Richard came in. He was leading the race by several laps, and dropped a valve, and he came in limping, and you could hear it. The thing was only hitting on 7 cylinders. We filled him up, and away he went again on 7 cylinders. So
wow.
Yeah, I mean, your dad was a genius when it came to engines. If there was a problem, he'd figure out a way to.
I'd have to agree with that, and seeing some of the stuff you guys did.
Yeah.
But I mean, all this stuff is great. And what else you got in the engine department? Excuse me.
Wow. I don't know. Kind of pause here. I'd have to think about it. But when I was just a kid from Springfield, Missouri, so I didn't even know about degreeing a camshaft in or anything else like that. And your dad taught me so much stuff about it and all. He was just a genius. But I don't know much anything else at all.
All right, so.
Help me.
I know. Here, I want to advance it. When you went to the races in 1970, 71, what did you do in the pit during the pit stops? What was your job in the pit stops? Because that's always cool to know.
Oh boy. Well, the first race I went to was Riverside, California, in 1970, and I was scared to death.
You won the race there, didn't he? Didn't they win the 70?
I don't know.
At Riverside?
We'll have to look that up.
And it was the first Superbird, and I think he won the race.
And this is before Daytona, because they ran it first, right?
Yeah, and we always,
as far as I know,
and we never showed how much horsepower we had in Riverside because Daytona was showing up.
Okay.
So we never really did that. But anyway, came in, and happened twice. But anyway, I remember the carburetor flooded over. Okay.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
During a race. Yeah. So my job is to go over there and fix it. Okay. So I go over there and take the air cleaner off, and at the same time, your dad is taking care of Richard. Or no, I think he was changing tires. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was doing something, and I'm taking the bowl off, and I get this yanked. What the hell are you doing? Excuse me. What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh no, I've been there.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
And I said, I'm fixing it. We don't fix it. Get a new carburetor. And he brought it up. He said, take that thing off. We'll put a new one on. Bingo. And that's what we did. Now I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I seem to remember that they won there in Riverside, but I didn't know if it was 70 or
You're still locked up on that.
Yeah, that's why I said they ran the Riverside 3
we-
times.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true.
We won it in June.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wasn't the first one.
No, we won it in June, and I'll go
70.
tell you a story here if that's okay.
Sure.
Please do.
That's what we got you here for. Tell the story.
So we're in Michigan. I think we're in Michigan, and we finish. I forget how we're finishing them and everything. And normally we had a suitcase, or I had a couple of them, and you throw your suit. You put all the tires and stuff in the back of the truck, close the doors, and climb in, and away you go.
Yes, sir.
So I threw mine up in there, and all. And your dad came around, and he was carrying my my other suitcase, and he says, "You're going to Riverside." I said, "I'm going to Riverside." Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. He said, "You're going to Riverside." He said, "It's all yours." And this was June of 1970. I was scared to death, and I did not have a good trip all the way over there. I did not have a good trip.
Was he just nervous?
Oh, I was nervous as could be. I mean,
Well, I would be too. I gotta be honest.
these are guys that I used to read about in high school and
Yes,
all.
sir.
It's all of a sudden it's on my shoulders, So I go there, and the first thing I do is screw up the carburetor isn't working good, so I adjust the floats and do a few things to it and everything. So he starts, and I forget where he started. I don't know if he started on the pole, but I'm sure he started in the first 4 positions. And about 20 some laps, we run out of gas. Okay.
This ain't gonna be good.
No, he's coming around the corner, and he coasts into the pits. Okay, he's out of gas. Of course, we don't have radios or nothing like that, and so they gas him up, and I get the ether and squirt, across the top like we used to do in the old days, and fired it up, and away we go. We won the race. Oh, I felt good. I came back with Wade Thornton,
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah.
and Dale and Richard flew home. Okay, so I'm walking tall cotton. I think I'm doing a good
And
job.
did you ride in the truck out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Yeah, I rode in the truck out there.
And back.
And back.
So you're gleaming all the way back.
Oh, gleaming all the way back.
3 days.
Scared
Yeah.
all the way there and happy all the way home.
Yes.
So
yes.
so I get home and jump out of the truck, and here comes your daddy, and I said, "Boy, he's gonna pat me on the back."
Yeah.
He did everything but that.
Okay.
Okay.
I know that scenario.
Yeah. And he says, "Get your fanny up in that trailer." He said, "You screwed up." I said, "I did." You don't listen to a blankety blank thing that I've told you.
Well, I'm cinched up as it is to hear this one.
Yeah. So I climb up there. He says, "Go over there and look at the right cabinet." He says, "You'll find the carburetor I told you should run at Riverside."
Special.
Special?
For a road-
because
for a
it
road
was
course
for a road
carburetor.
course.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
He said, "You thought you were really good, didn't you?" He said, "You just got damn lucky."
Did he really?
Yeah.
That sounds just like him.
Yeah.
Well, you'd rather be lucky than good anyway.
Oh,
wouldn't
that's
you?
right. That's right. But he was a brother to me. I mean, he treated me great. Him and your mama were just super with me.
Well, I'm glad that we can continue the friendship
Oh, yeah.
after they're gone,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Really
I
appreciate
look forward to this.
every time you come to town.
Well,
stop
don't run
and
him off
visit.
just yet.
No, I'm not.
I got
but
one more
just-
question for you.
We enjoy these stories.
Do you recall when they had those Hemis and the wedges, when they put the plates up under the carburetor? How did they do that? I mean, was that just for the speedways or?
No, they were for.
Because there's pictures of Daddy looking at the spacer that NASCAR give you, right? Did they issue that like they do now?
They issued it.
Because I was a kid.
Right.
I don't know.
The difference between then and now, and of course I don't know what they do now,
Yeah.
but back then they didn't check the carburetor till after the race.
Okay.
Oh no, excuse me, till right before the race.
But they would put their plate in between
And
the spacer and the carb.
Bill Gasaway had a bunch of them, and he would take off what you had been running.
Do you remember what sizes they were?
1 inch and a quarter.
There you go. See, I knew you'd know.
Inch and a quarter, and we instantly, on a Hemi, we lost 150 horsepower.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Well, I can appreciate that too.
And so you put that on, and then you put it down. But I know specifically that we had that at Wilkesboro.
That's all I need to know. You don't tell me nothing
Hey.
else because you got that little devious grin like you know something. I don't want to know the other part. I just want to know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all have any more questions from
No,
Roger.
I'm just glad you came to visit us.
Well, I'm thrilled to death.
Glad we
You
got to
It's
talk to
always
you
a pleasure
again.
to
You
hear
guys
those
are
stories.
you're literally our brothers from another mother.
Well,
She's great.
you keep your stories keep our dad alive to us,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
It certainly does.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, here it is around the Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
Would like to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Yes.
and
Thank you all.
Happy New Year. And
You bless
go
me.
ahead.
keep tuning in, like and subscribe, and appreciate you.
Thank you.